Hello, my name is Sally Randall and I am CEO of Abby's Heroes. Abby's Heroes began 7 years ago after we lost our own beautiful daughter to cancer, and it has grown over those 7 years to really become a big charity for the Pye and Brown and the TYA, Teenage and Young Adult Wards at Southampton General. From the moment your child's been diagnosed with cancer, Abby's Heroes are there to support you through your journey. You're about to meet some incredible families who are currently on the Pye and Brown ward, who've allowed us to come in and chat with them, and we're incredibly grateful for them being so supportive of Abby's Heroes.
My name's Hannah. This is my daughter Arabella.
Matthew.
Oh, Matthew. She's got a really unusual type of Wilms tumour, so it's a kidney cancer. But she's very unique because it's not in her kidneys. You got diagnosed, didn't you, after we took her to the doctors because she had a cough and we thought she might have asthma. And then within 12 hours, we found ourselves on this ward.
So my name's Tash, and my son Albert, he is 2, and he was diagnosed over 3 months ago now with ALL leukemia. Albert wasn't displaying the normal symptoms that you would expect with leukemia. He had quite a lot of face drooping, his speech was slurred, so I took him to A&E at Frimley, and thank goodness they did a blood test and he was diagnosed the next morning.
When Ayla was born, everything was fine. When she was about 4 weeks old, we started to notice that she wasn't doing very well. She had a bit of a cold that never left. After lots of hospital visits, she was diagnosed with leukemia, AML, which is acute myeloid leukemia.
My name's Steph. My son Ewan is 8 and he has or was diagnosed with a brain tumour at the end of August last year. So he had medulloblastoma. But surgery was successful, so they managed to reduce it to a very tiny piece. And he's had radiotherapy and now he's just doing his chemotherapy here, and hopefully we're all good after that.
To be sat in a room and told that your child has got cancer is life-changing, and I don't just mean for the child, and potentially that is a real threat to your child, but it changes everything for your whole family.
It affected us hugely actually, where we've been inpatient for 6 months. We were in rented accommodation before that we just simply couldn't afford to be able to pay our rent and all of our bills and come up and down to the hospital. It was costing us so much money, so we did give up our flat whilst we were there.
Albert's diagnosis had a huge impact on us as a family. We do also have a 5-year-old daughter, which for her has, turned her life upside down.
Well, it came as a total shock to us. We had zero idea. We were very fortunate that he wasn't poorly for a long period of time, so it was a quick diagnosis, but it literally spins your world 360 degrees.
You just can't think of anything really, and it was just such a shock for both me and my husband to see our little boy so poorly.
In Southampton, we're one of 21 principal treatment centres in the UK, and as part of that, we're made up of 12 other shared care centres across Wessex. Children receiving chemotherapy treatment or any treatment for cancer or leukemia can have treatment anything from 6 months up to 3.5 years. But actually after they've completed their treatments, there is still a period of kind of attending Southampton on a frequent basis for follow-up and scans.
Finances has been a big thing for us because we've gone from a household where we were normally at work and the house was empty, didn't need to be heated throughout the day, to us being at home most of the time. Arabella can't go to school, unfortunately, because of her immune system. So our heating bill has gone through the roof. Even just foods, in terms of the different foods that she's wanting, sickness, like even just buying sick bowls and putting the washing machine on because of her being sick at home. yeah, it's had a big impact.
Financially, it's been very difficult. Obviously, I haven't been able to go to work now for nearly 4 months, and George also didn't go to work for the first 2 months. Obviously, the cost of fuel and everything getting up and down, but we've been really supported by various charities, but mainly Abbey's Heroes.
Abbey's Heroes have been a massive help. Even before we even knew who they were, we came over to Southampton for an appointment and had to go straight up to London that night. And they actually managed to give us some money to help us get accommodation that night in London, which was a godsend.
We were really proud last year to introduce 2 family support workers to the ward who are just a listening ear and a friendly face and are just alongside families at what is such a difficult time for them.
I'm Michaela and I am the family support worker for Abbey's Heroes based on Pye and Brown ward.
Hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm also a family support worker based on Pye and Brown.
Since Arabella's been diagnosed, there's been so many professionals that we have met from so many different teams, and all the different faces can be quite confusing. And Kirsten and Michaela have been those constants that have always been popping in when we're in hospital, always checking to see how we are, checking how Arabella is, but also checking how we are, which sometimes doesn't get asked by other people.
Kirsten and Michaela became like friends to me. They changed. They came about halfway through our stay there and they changed it for the better, I would say. They just pop their head in and they're very like, hi, how are you? And it's like, actually, you're here to check how I am and how obviously Ayla is as well. But someone looking out for me, made me feel a lot stronger and more supported.
Just having them here, it's great really. Someone extra to talk to, get you a coffee if you need a coffee, just a break. And just the snacks and things that you've got in the parents' kitchen is, some days, you know, you just need that sugar fix or something and you haven't got it, and there's always something there.
Michaela and Kirsten have made such a difference. The patient's experience, the parents' experience is so positive. You know, they're really supportive, they're kind, they're caring, and, you know, they add the things that even as a nurse I wouldn't be able to add.
We can only do what we do because of fundraisers, because people attend our events, they fundraise for us, they support us, they get family members involved, they get where they work involved. And look, we simply can't do what we do without them.
So I know that things have been difficult in terms of finances for everyone, but every penny that's given to Abbey's Heroes is so gratefully received. The physical hugs and the emotional hugs and the financial stability that Abbey's Heroes has given us has been so invaluable. It's devastating to think that other people wouldn't be supported the way that we have, and I would just want everyone to just give what they can to try and keep that support going.